Never, under any circumstances, should you place certain items on a chair if you're hoping to attract abundance and prosperity into your life. It might sound like an overblown superstition, but stick with me, because what I'm about to share could be the very thing quietly blocking your flow of wealth and well-being without you even realizing it. According to ancient wisdom, especially within Buddhist traditions, some objects naturally invite harmony, love and prosperity, while others bring chaos, poverty and unease, simply by being in the wrong place. Just by resting on a chair, these items can influence your financial luck, your peace of mind, and even your personal growth. Yet most people have no idea this is happening right under their noses. Today, I want to shed light on 5 everyday items that should never ever end up on a chair. These are things you might toss there without a second thought, but doing so can seriously affect the energy around you, slowing your success and inviting unwanted obstacles into your life. Before we dive in, take a moment to ground your intention. Declare it in the comments: I attract everything I desire because I am abundance. This simple act of putting your intention into the universe opens the door for positive energy to flow in. Write it down, because when you affirm it, you begin to align yourself with that vibration. Now let's talk about the different chairs you might have at home. That cozy chair in your bedroom, the dining chairs where you share meals, or even the outdoor ones you sometimes forget about. These chairs might seem harmless, but they can easily become magnets for stagnant energy. Let's start with the first object you should never leave on a chair: your wallet. Your wallet is more than just a container for cash and cards. It carries the energy of your financial prosperity. It symbolizes your relationship with wealth. Picture this: you come home after a long day and drop your wallet on the nearest chair. Feels harmless, right? But here's the hidden problem. When your wallet rests on a chair, it's like telling your money to sit down and stop moving. You're sending the message that growth and circulation are no longer necessary. Money, by its very nature, thrives on movement. It needs to flow, to be exchanged, to multiply. When you let it sit idle, you're energetically signaling to the universe that you're okay with financial stagnation. And guess what happens next? If your income was steady or growing, you might notice it start to slow. If money was already tight, it could get even worse. And if you're the type to leave your wallet open on a chair, that's like telling the universe to put the brakes on your financial blessing. Money is energy. It needs to breathe, move, and circulate freely. Don't trap it in a stagnant place. The second item to avoid leaving on chairs is broken objects, like a cracked mug, a broken appliance, or even a damaged piece of furniture. When something is broken, it carries broken energy. Leaving it on a chair allows that heavy, stagnant energy to settle right into your space. It can affect not just your finances, but also your emotional balance. Think about it. Your home should be a sanctuary of high vibration, a place where energy is light, joyful, and full of possibility. Broken objects weigh that energy down, creating a sense of lack and limitation. Money, already a delicate energy, can get completely blocked when you let broken items linger on chairs. And let's not even get started on outdoor chairs. Leaving broken objects there is the worst-case scenario. You're practically inviting negative energy to come in and get comfortable. Once that energy finds a cozy spot, it doesn't leave easily. Even worse, if you eventually sit in that chair, you might absorb that same low vibration, throwing off your focus, your mood, and even your plans for the future. So please, resist the temptation to treat your chairs as temporary storage for broken items. Now let's talk about another common mistake that can sabotage your prosperity: leaving your shoes on or under a chair. After a long day, it's easy to kick off your shoes and slide them under a chair, without thinking twice. Seems innocent enough, right? But here's the kicker. Every step you've taken that day, every place you've visited, carries workplaces, hospitals, crowded streets, shopping centers. All of these places collect heavy, sometimes toxic energy. Your shoes protect your feet from those energies out in the world. But the moment you bring them home and leave them on or under a chair, you're inviting that external energy straight into your home, and worse, into your finances and personal energy. Even if your shoes look clean, the symbolism is undeniable. By placing them on a chair, you're telling the universe it's okay to step on your abundance, to block the flow of financial energy. It's like building a wall that stops opportunities from coming your way. And if you ever make the mistake of leaving them on your dining table, well, that's even worse. That's like rolling out a welcome mat for negative energy to seep into your meals, your health, and your very life force. It's a recipe for blocked opportunities, tension, and even ill health. You might think leaving your shoes outside is safer, but guess what? That's just another invitation for low vibration energies to latch on. The next time you put those shoes on, you're carrying that same heavy energy back into your home, your workplace, and your dream. It's not a risk worth taking, especially when you're focused on attracting abundance and prosperity. And let's not forget about bedroom shoes. They might not directly block money flow, but they can disturb your sleep, leaving you restless and irritable. And when you're sleep deprived, it's that much harder to stay focused on your goals and manifest abundance. So my friend, the message is clear. Be mindful of what you place on chair. Your home reflects your energy, and every object, no matter how small, plays a part in shaping the flow of abundance in your life. Stay vigilant, keep your energy high, and watch as prosperity finds its way to you. I've seen this play out countless times, people tossing their shoes onto the bedroom chair without a second thought, only to find themselves plagued by restless nights, constant relationship drama, and unexplainable arguments that pop up out of nowhere. It's not just random bad luck. When you leave your shoes on that chair, you're unknowingly inviting restless energy that keeps your mind on high alert, draining your strength and scattering your focus. Let's be real, we all deserve peaceful sleep, strong relationships, and the ability to rest without worry. So let's promise ourselves to be more mindful. Okay? Now let's move on to something just as significant. Maybe even more so, your clothing. Clothes are more than just fabric. They carry your energy, your memories, and your intention. They absorb the essence of where you've been, what you've felt, and even your dreams for the future. Leaving your clothes unattended, especially outside, is like sending an open invitation to negative energy. Jealousy, bad intentions, and heavy vibrations can easily latch onto your clothes when you're not around. And here's the tricky part. You won't even notice it happening. That t-shirt you left on the porch, or that dress draped over a patio chair, those items can easily become magnets for unwanted energy. When you wear your clothes, they act as a shield, protecting you from the external world. But the moment you leave them behind, they become vulnerable. Even a passerby, someone who doesn't even know you, could unknowingly or intentionally charge those clothes with negativity. When you slip back into them, all that energy transfers directly to you, affecting your mood, your mindset, and even your financial well-being. It doesn't stop there. If you casually toss dirty or torn clothes onto your dining chair, you're doing more than just creating clutter. You're sending a powerful message, a message that says, I don't value myself enough to care where I put my own belonging. It's like telling the universe you're okay with living in lack and limitation. You're basically setting the stage for stagnant energy to settle in, blocking opportunities and inviting negativity. And if that's not what you want, and I know it's not, because you're here for a reason, then it's time to change that habit right now. Think about that bedroom chair for a second. You know the one where you toss a shirt at the end of the day, telling yourself you'll put it away later. It seems harmless, right? Maybe it is for the first day. But after that, that chair becomes a silent invitation for stagnant energy to settle in. It's like you've unknowingly made a call, and low vibration energy is only too happy to answer. Suddenly your sleep feels off. You're restless, tossing and turning at night. Your finances feel stuck, and your energy completely thrown out of balance. That one innocent pile of clothes becomes an anchor, keeping you chained to cycles of lack and frustration. So please, my friend, make it a habit to keep that chair clear. It's not just about tidiness, it's about protecting your flow of abundance. And now let's talk about the most powerful and most dangerous mistake of them all, leaving rotten food on a chair. Pause for a moment and think about food. It's life. It nourishes your body, fuels your dreams, and gives you the strength to chase your goals. But when food goes bad, it transforms not just physically, but energetically. It becomes toxic, both to the body and to the energy around it. Leaving spoiled food, especially on a chair, is one of the most damaging things you can do to your space. That leftover plate from last night, by morning it's not just food anymore, it's a decaying invitation for all sorts of low vibration energies to creep in. First, it starts with your health. That rotting energy can subtly influence your physical well-being, leaving you feeling tired, foggy and run down. Then it affects your sleep, disturbing your rest and making it hard to recharge. From there, it impacts your peace of mind, your clarity of thought, and ultimately, your finances. Yes, your money flow can be disrupted by something as simple as a plate of spoiled leftovers, and it doesn't stop there. It can affect your relationships too. The energy of decay doesn't discriminate. It wraps itself around every aspect of your life, from the conversations you have with your partner to the way you interact with friends and colleagues. Because once something organic starts to break down, it pulls everything around it into its energy of decline. It becomes a silent invitation for toxic energies to settle in, and that's the last thing you want when you're trying to create a life filled with abundance and joy. Maybe you're thinking, okay, but what if I just leave it outside instead? Unfortunately, that's not the solution. That energy doesn't just vanish, it lingers at your doorstep, waiting for the perfect moment to re-enter your home. Every time you walk through that door, you carry a bit of that heavy, unwelcome energy with you. And let's not even talk about the dining room. Leaving rotten food there is like pouring poison into the very center of your financial life. Every meal becomes a magnet for negativity, affecting your health, your income, and your sense of well-being. But the worst place of all, the bedroom. How many times have you been too exhausted to take a plate back to the kitchen? You tell yourself you'll handle it later, but later never comes. That plate sits there, just a little spoiled, just enough to shift the entire energy of the room. Even if it doesn't seem like much, trust me, the damage is already done. This is why this habit must be eliminated immediately. I've seen it time and time again. Clients who chose to make a change experienced incredible transformations just by paying attention to these small shifts in their environment. So now it's your turn. Take this wisdom, make these changes, and watch how your world opens up to the abundance and joy you've been waiting for. Thank you for being here, for showing up for yourself, and for choosing a life filled with purpose and possibility.